So yeah, this one's a bit of one of them. You can see from the title, it's a bit of a if you can't beat them, join them kind of nonsense. Yes, the current Barbie craze is all videos are about. So I'll do Ken. Now this is with a twist, obviously. Talking to Jackie, will be linked somewhere. And we were just saying about, you know, kind of AI taking over everything and all fragrances being absolute dross and clearly created by numbers just to be as generic and boring as normal as ever, really. Just that fear that a bit of creativity might mean you might sell one bottle less or something. So yeah, it's just obviously a bit of tongue-in-cheek, a bit of fun, but these are kind of the greatest generic AI boring tedious fragrances that Ken might wear. So first up could be the one that's said to have started the whole blue craze. Not really. Don't think Chanel really start crazes, do they? But Bleu de Chanel. Now this was your kind of, it's your just coming out of the shower fragrance. Is there any point in me going through notes with it? It smells like blue shower gel. Allegedly it's got loads of notes in it, like, is there amber listed? Who knows? But basically it just smells like some Lynx blue, Axe in America, isn't it? You just splurged on a bit of that, you've had a shower, you're all soapy and fresh, you smell of kind of a boring kind of, you know, shower gel. Probably one your dad would wear as well, and your granddad might even borrow it because it's just so inoffensive and meh. I mean, you know, I'm not being cruel to Bleu de Chanel, it's one of the most famous, popular fragrances ever. Because yeah, it's just, this is so what Ken would wear, isn't it? Maybe, you know, he'd chuck on his little blue shorts and his little vest and send himself down to the gym, and he wants to impress all the other gym boys there, so he sprays half a bottle of Bleu de Chanel and he'll be like, oh man, you smell so good. That's Bleu de Chanel. Next, because obviously Ken's, you know, a metrosexual kind of fella, he's not particularly threatened by names or bottles, so Alien Goddess, Mugler's Alien Goddess Intense. Now this one is your, if this was ever a paint by numbers fragrance, obviously it's an alien flanker made not by real Mugler, so it has absolutely nothing to do with alien whatsoever in any way, shape or form. You might get a little kind of touch of it, like someone sprayed it about 20 years ago when it was good, and yeah, it's basically just cashmere and a weird sticky coconutty, a kind of toffiness. It's basically every fragrance that's been released in the last 3 or 4 years shoved into a bottle to make it sell more. Intense has been put on the name. What does that even mean really anymore? Maybe he's going to pop on his gold suit for this one and he's off to a kind of, you know, a bit of a dance, a bit of a rave with his mates, off in his little coupe car, and he's sprayed a good few sprays of Alien Goddess Intense, and everyone tells him how yummy he smells, how generic he smells. Oh yes, is that even plastic I smell, Ken? That's Alien Goddess Intense from Mugler. Next is there's a couple of influencer fragrances in here. Sorry, nothing against the influencers, and just to be clear, nothing against any of these fragrances. They're all really popular because of course generic fragrances are popular. That's why they're made, so they're not offensive, not challenging, not interesting, not anything, just so people can wear them. Now this one, I would put it in the challenging category, to be fair, on my skin, and that's Chocolate Queen from Navatus. Now for this one, maybe Ken, You know, he's taking Barbie out to McDonald's for a nice little slap up 5-star meal. Maybe if he's lucky they might light a little tea light candle for them while they're there. Maybe you'll get a little sports car and a Happy Meal and that. So it's that kind of, you know, taking your Barbie out for your first date in your McDonald's or your KFC, and you're gonna go, oh, I want to smell really yummy for Barbie, so I'm gonna spray this one. Now it's kind of suiting to McDonald's, given allegedly, in my opinion, the food is is more flavoured of stuff than actually having the stuff in it. And Chocolate Queen is a mixture of all the most sickly notes ever. But the weird thing is, it's not overly sickly because it's so chemical kind of smelling to me subjectively. You know, it's a mishmash of everything kind of rammed in a bottle, shook up with some sort of, you know, them lovely lemon wipes you get from McDonald's. Someone's put a bit of the essence of that in it and shook it up and sprayed it all over. Now Barbie might think, this smells even more plastic and weird than I do when I'm stood under a heat lamp, and she might absolutely fall in love with it. So that's Chocolate Queen from Navitos. So next we're off to a beach party. Maybe Barbie will be there, maybe she won't be, so I'll whack on my little white Speedos, lube up my body with some bronzer or whatever it's called, that stuff that makes you shine and keeps the sun away. I don't know, I'm not down with makeup. Do you know what I'm going to spray? I'm going to spray some Paco Rabanne Fame. Oh, look at that lovely bottle, that weird gold robot. Oh yeah, I need to have one of them sit in my car with me. Now this one, it smells of lovely things like mango and there's a guava in it, and it's kind of a tropical punch. But it's kind of a tropical punch if a kid had a chemistry setting and mixed up loads of stuff with her mum's best perfumes, a squeeze of a mango, maybe some nail polish remover, a bit of the old hairspray in there. Mango for Ken. Again, it's all subjective. Maybe people love this one. I know people love this one and it works on their skin, but on me it really did not work. So that's Paco Rabanne Fame. Finally, this is very brief because it's a Wednesday video and I always said I'd keep them very short, and again, nobody get offended, it's a bit of fun, it's my subjective views and this is what I think Ken would wear. But finally is Office for Men from Jeremy Fragrance. Do you know what, I'm just before we get into it, I have nothing against this fragrance actually, but as far as AI, paint by numbers, highly generic, made purely to sell loads of bottles, whether that works or not is subjective. And let's take the price out of it, but Ken's kind of rich, isn't he? He does, I don't know what Ken does. What does Ken do? Does he play sport and model? But yeah, anyway, Office for Men, it's kind of like some perfumer was told, you know what's really popular right now is Sauvage and Aventus, and I want you to put these two together and make it smell like basically a mashup between the two, but I want you to make it beast mode. I want you to make it really powerful. Maybe add a little bit extra patchouli. There you go, you've got Scentedsnowdrops or Office for Men. Now again, like I say, I've got nothing against this fragrance. It is good. It's vastly overpriced. I don't think it exists anymore, does it? But it was certainly a very likeable generic fragrance, the mixture of all that's popular, so why wouldn't you like it really? And Ken would probably wear this to the office with his sporting basketball, baseball, office job in the gym where he's modelling and holding tennis rackets and such like. So that's Office for Men. So this was done after the video, obviously. Big thanks to Margo, Margo's Perfumes, or I'll link, for doing the editing for this. It's probably what I deserve for this video. A bit of It was a bit rinsing of me, I think. But yeah, it's a grumpy one. But thank you, Margo. It was great for you to kind of edit in my style. I appreciate it greatly. Thanks again. Again, this was just a very short video. A very, very short video. Because, you know, that's what I do on my Wednesday videos. It's all tongue-in-cheek. Please don't be offended. It's true, some of them fragrances I really didn't enjoy and didn't work on me, but that's not to say that they didn't work on you. That like a kind of the premise for the whole thing is these are fragrances that are made as generic as possible, which isn't a bad thing, to mass appeal to as many people as possible. You know, like cheap pop music of the 90s, all formulaic, all just to get you tapping along and enjoy it. It's not going to offend anyone except maybe one of them, which was, yeah. And they're all good, they're all great. I mean, less said about Mugler the better, but they're not Mugler anymore, are they? So knock themselves out with whatever they make. So what about you? What's your favourite generic fragrance? Do you own any fragrances that could have clearly been made by AI? What do you think Ken would wear? Alright folks, thanks, bye.